This is January 2, 1969. America just came off a year of riots and assassinations. LBJ is still president, but Nixon's getting ready to move into the White House, and James Brown is getting down with Mac Daddy, Mike Douglas.
If we were on a plane now, I think I could say something that would fit this moment. I'm a little worried, though, Jim. This is an old building, so take it easy and fasten your seatbelts, because here is James Brown.
I wouldn't feel good. I wouldn't so good, so good. I got you. I feel nice. The sugar is fine. Feel nice. The sugar is fine. So nice, so nice. I got you. I can't stand it. Can't stand your love. Can't stand it, Lord. Can't stand your love. You don't love nobody else. Get back. Just back yourself. Oh. Swing into him, free thing, ain't no drag. Papa's got a brand new bag. Papa's in the sing. Papa's got a brand new bag. I got the feeling. Now, baby, baby, I got that feeling now. You don't know what you do to me. Do you? Keep my heart heavy. Baby, 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 give me baby. Sometime up, down, 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 down. Oh, mama, do you love me with the sound? Oh, baby, all right. Baby!
So many people have offered advice on how the Negro can improve his position in American life. What is your opinion?
First thing, a man has to be a man, and when you said Negro, this is a term that's been used so many times, but I don't particularly care for that term.
James, I met your father earlier. He came up and said, I'm Jim's father. I said, how are you doing? I'd like to, can we put a camera on him?
Please.
We got a camera on Jim's father? He's Mr. Joe Brown. Stand up. He must be very proud of you, is he, Jim?
Well, I'm proud of him, that's for sure.
That's nice. That's nice to hear. You know, doesn't that wear you out, what you were doing out there? Because that's hard work.
It's kind of rough, but it's the depth behind it, the idea of being able to do it and to let everybody see it. So it's kind of refreshing to know that you can put it across and people enjoy it.
What is the secret? What's your secret, James, to turning an audience on? Because you do it. They're conditioned for you. They're ready.
Well, I think it's kind of a long story. It's a lot of depth that goes with it, but the idea of doing it sincere and doing it from your heart and wanting them to enjoy it.
Have you ever seen James in concert?
No, I never have had
We
that
went up to the Apollo Theater, 125th Street in New York, and saw, what was it, about a year and a half
Summer
ago?
ago.
About a year and a half.
Oh, man.
Oh.
There's nothing like it. He has that audience. It is a colloquy back and forth. They're yelling and talking
You belong
and
to
singing.
him.
They're up in the aisles dancing.
Yeah, they
Little
told-
kids rush to the stage.
Somebody told me that when you were at the Latin Casino that they were actually getting up on the tables and dancing to people.
Yes, I hate to say that, but
That's something. I'd hate to be the dishwasher that night, you know. Up on the tables.
yeah, it's pretty rough.
Little children
Oh, that's-
come up on the stage and start
think he-
trying to imitate him.
I think he'd rather leave the money go and just don't let me come back. No, we had a real great relationship. Mr. Gerson over there, a beautiful person. And
Yes.
we'll be
Mr.
going back
Duchamp,
soon.
too.
Yes, I didn't get a chance to meet him because
Did you meet him?
he was
Nice
kind of
people.
sick at that time.
If I may, I'd like to get serious for just a moment, because shortly after the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King, there were several disturbances in our country, as you know, and James Brown made a now famous speech, and we have a videotape of that we'd like for you to watch. Would you run it, Bernie, please?
I guess you know I started as a shoe shine boy in Augusta, Georgia. I didn't get a chance to finish the 7th grade. But I made it. I made it because you believed in me, because I had honesty and dignity and sincerity, and I wanted to be somebody. This is the reason why today I talk to the kids. Tell them to stay in school and don't be a dropout. Because if I hadn't looked up and through the goodwill and the sympathy of people, I wouldn't be here. Education is the answer. Know what you're talking about. Be qualified. Be ready. Then you don't have a problem. Be ready. Know what you're doing. You know, in Augusta, Georgia, I used to shine shoes on the steps of a radio station, WRDW. I think we started at 3 cents, and we went to 5 and 6. Never did get to a dime. But today, I own that radio station. You know what that is? That's black power. Right here. It's not in violence. It's in knowing what you're talking about. Being ready. Now, I say it to you because I'm your brother. I know where it's at. I've been there. I'm not using from imagination. I'm talking from experience. Let's live for our country. Let's live for ourselves. Please go off the street.
Something else. That was beautiful. David? That's some kind of a speech? James, where was that speech made?
Washington.
You really said it all.
Well,
And right from your heart, too, you
that's
can tell.
That's right. It's something that every man has to do, every American, every people has to do the same thing.
Why did you make that speech, James?
Well, it's my duty as a man, as an American, as a black man talking to my people, as a countryman.
David, how did that strike you, that speech?
Oh, that hit me right where I live because it's education. It's getting with it. It's doing a job. It's making yourself count as an individual that'll change things, not violence and Molotov cocktails and burning down department stores, buildings. So many people have offered advice on how the Negro can improve his position in American life. What is your opinion?
Well,
besides
first
education?
thing, education is one of the important things. The first thing, a man has to be a man, and when you said Negro, this is a term that's been used so many times, but I don't particularly care for that term. I'd rather be a black man, because that's identity. That's the way he can improve himself and identity and respect for himself as a man.
Jim, what is the secret to, quote, being a man?
Believing in yourself, wanting to live by the sweat of your own eyebrow, and living with your convictions, and not running away from yourself.
You had some trying moments earlier in your youth, didn't you, Jim?
Yes, I was a juvenile delinquent, and I had the pleasure of telling it. When I say pleasure, it's quite a pleasure to be able to tell it and look back at it as a mistake in life. Regardless of what the reason was, it was a mistake and it was unlawful, and you have to serve time. You have to pay the penalty. But I paid the penalty as a kid and not as a hardened criminal.
What turned you around from being a juvenile delinquent? I mean, what happened? What one thing made you say no more?
Well, you try spending 2 or 3 years of your life away, and I think this will change you. You should see everything.
But it works the opposite way.
Yes.
What did
Well,
you see?
it works the opposite way because some people just don't learn. You got some good and some bad, regardless of who they are. And I was changed, converted.
Jim, you know, sometimes you get caught up in the middle of what to say to blacks who want you to be blacker and to whites who want you to be whiter.
Well, you see, it's not really a bias for me because I'm a man first. And I'm a black man because I'm black. But I'm a man first, so it don't bother me.
That says it all. That
A lot of very angry and I think very misguided black militants are saying you can't make it in a white man's society. You got to carve out your own black destiny, or give us black policemen, black schools, let us live our own lives and get out. What would you reply to those guys?
Well, I can't. I'm still a black man, you know. I gotta say that. But I believe black people can talk to black people better than you can talk to black people. Don't you think so?
That's for sure.
And so we have to have our own way of speaking. We got to have our own. We want to have our own community. There's nothing wrong with that because the Italian have theirs, the Jewish have theirs, like I said.
Will you do me a favor and break it up one more time with a nice... Look, first I wanted to ask you, because I'm looking...
Okay.
Thank you. I'm looking right at...
You said thank you, you heard that?
I'm looking at your dad. A million things are going through my head. He sounds like the fellow that wrote The Power of Positive Thinking when he made that speech, didn't he?
Thank you very much.
And I was looking at your dad. How important a part did your dad, Mr. Joe Brown, play in your coming back, Jim, finding yourself?
Well, number one, he always gave me the right direction to go, and it was left to me to take it. He can only set the pattern and say, you know, this is where it's at. Every kid has to find himself, and lucky for me, I found myself, and thank you, Dad.
Well, some talk to blacks and some talk to whites, but you
I talk to people.
You talk to everyone.
People.
So that's right. So sing for us, will you, James
All right,
Brown?
come on.
James.
All right. I don't care. All right. About the past. I love the last. God. I don't care, baby. About the way you talk. I just got to tell you love me. Would you kiss me? And you miss me now? you. Ha! Funky, funky Broadway. Let's get a drummer song. Can we get a drummer song? Get a drummer song. Can we get a drummer song? Come here, into orbit. James Brown. Going to Kansas City. Kansas City, here I come. Going to Kansas City. Kansas City, here I come. They got some crazy little boxes there. I'm gonna get me one. All right. I'll be standing on the corner. All right now. Kansas City. Kansas City. Hey, hey, Kansas City. Kansas City. Kansas City. Kansas City. Kansas City. Here I come. Here come. Here I come. Here come. Yeah, but do ya do, but do ya? But do ya do, but do ya? But do ya do, but do ya? See you tomorrow with David Susskind. Thank you, Roberta Peters. All right, Tarsus and James Brown.
Now, a few weeks after this broadcast, James Brown performed at President Nixon's inaugural celebration. This began a long tradition of James Brown hanging out with American presidents. Nixon, however, did not reciprocate by hanging out with any known soul brothers, except Spiro Agnew. I'm John Fugelsang. Thanks very much for watching, and do join us next time on the VH1 Archives.